first we welcome our very special guest, big doings here in the Moldy Basement today, as the renowned comedian, still one of my favorites, still ranked up there. Who's better than this guy?
Yeah, he hasn't fallen out of your top ratings. That's good.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, performing this weekend at Laughs over in Kirkland. Shows last night. You missed those. Tonight and tomorrow night. Tom Papa's here.
Hooray!
Celebrate.
Good to be back in the basement.
Tom.
It's been a while.
I even cleaned up the backyard a little bit because I'm always so embarrassed when people have to wander through the horror set back, with the swing.
It looks good. It looks good. It doesn't look that creepy. And you're growing stuff? It looks like you're growing a
little.
bush
There is a little patch there.
Patch of dirt. Like something could be planted if you were so motivated.
It's all legal here now, so maybe we should try that in that little patch.
Yeah.
I have a friend who was growing weed up here for years illegally, and he just called me on his cell phone. I see you're coming up. I'm like, hey, yeah. He's like, I'm just working on my plants and blah, blah, plants, pot, growing on a cell phone, talking loud now. I'm free. I'm free.
Awesome.
I couldn't believe it. He lived like a hermit for so many years in the woods, and now he's a regular guy. It's kind of lost its allure. He was like the cool guy that lived in the woods, and now he's just like a guy that works at Kinko's.
Are you swinging by there to check the plantation out?
No, he's going to come to me.
Of course.
I have shows to do.
Of course you do.
He's just growing. He's just snipping plants.
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome
It's good
back
to see you again.
our beautiful part of the country here.
When is the last time we saw each other? A couple years?
Couple years, I think. Yeah, and then of course you came and were kind enough to headline one of my big comedy festivals. But now I don't do those anymore.
Why don't you do those
I've been
anymore?
Priced out of the market.
What do you mean?
Nobody. The people like Dave Dennison from Laughs. I can't match his payday. It's actually the casinos. It's the Native Americans.
Oh, those bastards.
Seriously, what they pay. It must be destroying clubs like Laughs because what they are willing to pay, and they have to compete with that to try to bring in the A-grade talent like yourself.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. You tell me.
Why don't those Indians do better on spelling bees?
What?
Why is it the other Indians that are always winning the spelling
I
bee?
see. I see. We're talking dot, not TP or whatever.
Did you see that you didn't see the finals last night?
I did not see the
spelling bee?
No, I did not.
You missed a good one.
Yeah. I always like to see the recap and just the...
Yeah, don't spoil it for him.
The white guy doesn't win.
Is that right? Was it another Indian?
Of course.
Plural.
Was it a girl or...
Yeah, the shared title.
Yeah.
Shared title, first time in 60 years or something.
Wow. How do you do that? Do they just get tired of trying to differentiate the two?
Yeah, they.
I mean, because they really
these two knew every single word in the dictionary,
and then they said, okay.
they've maxed out the spelling bee.
No, that's not.
They got to start throwing in slang if they're going to fool these Indian children. They're too smart. They're literally too smart for the spelling.
Are they
bee.
both? Were they both girls?
No,
boys. Both boys.
Yeah,
I always heard boys were dumb.
they are.
Yeah. Case in point, the three of us here.
What?
Well, it's good to be back.
And it is good to have you. Tell me, what have you been doing lately? What, for a while there, we were watching on the Marriage Ref.
Yeah.
And which was a great show. Michael and I just talked about that this year and said, what the hell?
It was an okay run. It was pretty good.
It seemed like it had everything going for it.
It did. There was some, show business is filled with personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It's filled with people and producers and executives, and sometimes those two groups do not get along, and certain producers are crazy, and offend people, and then the executives say, we're tired of working with you. And
that wasn't you. They weren't tired of working with you.
No, the talent was fine. Mr. Seinfeld was great.
How about
recruiting
the panelists for that show? Was that challenging?
A little. It was getting easier. I think if they had kept it on, it would have, people now knew what it was and were eager. The hardest part was getting people on who weren't full of it. There are professional scammers who want to be on reality shows.
Oh, you're talking about now. You're not talking about. I was talking about.
You're talking about the celebrities.
Panel.
I was talking about the.
You're talking about the actual couples. People who are breaking.
Right, who would say,
apart.
we have a problem. We fight about cookies, and you're like, I don't know. Something doesn't seem right about these people. And then you see they're like on home makeover, and they're like, we hate cookies. You know what I mean?
God.
No, the celebrity thing was that did not help us. The celebrity thing, because the first year we went by Jerry Seinfeld's Rolodex.
Yeah.
So we had Madonna and Larry David and Alec Baldwin and all his friends came by.
Right.
And then the next year he's like, I'm not booking this for my friends anymore. And then we're all of a sudden like, who's the third lead of that show on the Nickelodeon? Maybe that guy will do it?
Yeah.
It got a little weird.
You were very good.
I'm there with Patty LaBelle. Thank you very much.
I mean, Marty and I watched it, and are you disappointed or are you fine to move on? You seem like it was in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it was almost the perfect show.
Okay.
It was almost the perfect, it was, I'm literally standing there talking with Ricky Gervais and Larry David and this talk show, and then you'd have these married people and they're screaming. You're like, but I want to do the show over here with these two cool guys, and it was
so you're saying that's what separated from being almost perfect, where the married people get it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So in the first year, we didn't even have him in the studio. It was like, let's just keep him on satellite. Then they brought him in, and they kept getting closer, kept getting more and more weird. You want to get that?
He should.
Probably should get it. Oh, well.
It might be Jerry.
Silence that. Yeah, he's finally hit me on his Rolodex. Shortly after Madonna.
But then the executives were like, why did we had Madonna last year? Why we don't have him now? Her now. And
But okay, so yes, from a viewer standpoint, it's great having them on. But from a management standpoint, just managing the show, it must have been a nightmare to have all these egos, and juggling all of them and making everyone happy. And
it was difficult. I mean, there were so many moving parts. It was like a new kind of show. It was part game show, part reality show, part talk show. It was part panel show.
Yeah.
And it really needed a while to figure out what it was going to be.
But for you, as a stand-up comic, it really, as Michael said, it's kind of like really in your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
as opposed to like Ray Romano, who, now he's an actor. Do you get offered acting roles? Yes, you do, because you were on, you played with Matt Damon.
I was, I did 2 films with Matt Damon, but who's counting? I was, the most recent film was Behind the Candelabra with,
I haven't seen that one yet. You were in that one as well.
Yeah.
I'll be, okay, now I'm going to watch that one.
Hot damn.
I loved the first one, which helped
The Informant.
Yes, The Informant.
The Informant,
awesome. Awesome film.
That was good. That was a good one. That was a meaty role. And the Liberace one was meaty in a different way.
Yeah. Do you like the acting?
I do like the acting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm good at it. I enjoy it.
Do you feel, they always talk about actors being very frail and vulnerable on set.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the kind of actor you are? I mean, do you feel like you're totally exposed?
I'm frail and vulnerable and exposed in that the whole time I'm on a set like that, I'm thinking I'm about to be fired.
Yeah,
really.
Well,
I mean, I'm literally the whole time there.
Everyone
thinks
that.
Michael Douglas is looking at me weird. I'm not. I'm going to get fired before I get back to my trailer. I literally. That's what I think. As soon as I get a part, I'm like, I really want this part. I really want this part. Then I get it. I'm like, how am I going to keep this part? I'm going to get fired. I'm not going to keep this part. And I work from fear that way. But my whole career is fear based.
Yeah. But it seems to be doing all right for you, the fear. I mean, the fear must fire you some. Yeah,
it's a good. Honestly, it's the fear of not being good, and now I have the added fear of having a family and a fear of them eating tuna fish out of a can in a trailer somewhere.
They don't deserve better.
Geez, Dad he really chased his dream, didn't he?
Some tired, yellow, old headshot on the wall.
Right, exactly.
Cracked frame.
Yeah.
When did this happen? Oh,
you just reminded me of a good story, headshot wise. I know the guy whose dad played the. He'll never hear it. Who played the? The guy in The Godfather who wakes up with the horse head in the back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
right. That guy. He got divorced in real life. He was an actor, and he comes home. And things aren't going well, I guess, in his marriage. And he comes home and finds everything in the house gone. Every single piece of furniture, everything is just gone.
For real. In his real life, yeah.
Moved out in his real life. And the only thing that the wife left was his headshot pinned to the wall.
Oh,
Is
man.
that like the biggest FU to an actor? It's like, you asshole.
You egotistical bastard.
Right, exactly.
I've left you with all that matters to you.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Enjoy yourself. The only thing you
Oh,
love.
my gosh.
That's beautiful.
That's only one
beautiful.
notch above your divorce.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How'd that one go?
No
Oh,
headshot.
No headshot.
No.
Did she just walk?
Not really. Kind of
She
a cheating,
slept.
fucked up thing. And I saw photos. I got to see photos of the dalliance.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Who took the photos?
Yes, of them cheating. You knew that. That was in the story I wrote.
Who took the photos?
Kind of selfies.
They took selfies
Yeah,
of the...
egotistic selfies.
No.
Yeah. Way to derail the show now.
How
Oh, my
dumb.
God. Our guest today is Michael Stusser. He talks about...
Wow.
And my ex-wife, all she asked Marty was afterwards, because they kind of had a relationship, was just stay.
Not a
don't drag
relationship
this
like
throat.
that. We didn't take pictures.
Well, you could have passed her around at that
Yeah.
point. And just don't talk about it, Marty, and now this is great. It's 3
Oh,
5 years
man.
later.
Well, I didn't know it was
Yes.
going to go there. I didn't know it was that
If you're
dark.
cheating,
Fine.
why are you taking selfies? I guess you want out.
Egotistical, crazy super freaks. You know?
Wow.
But there's a lot of that. Sexting it happens a lot. I guess that's solo.
Yeah, but man, that's by yourself or trying to get laid. It's not like in the middle of it, like, hey, who are you showing?
Yeah.
Who are you showing at
Yeah.
that point?
Oh, that's me.
Well, maybe it's not happening.
Brutal.
No, did she... How did
Were
you
they
actually-
naked?
I found them. Oh
was-
yeah.
You found them. That kind of implies...
Well, I
That's
knew
more
our
than a-
marriage was falling apart, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then I looked.
You start
through-
investigating.
Oh yeah. And it was just on an email. Yeah, this was fantastic.
Wait,
I'll show you guys. The
how do you
pictures.
take
I
a
should bring them
selfie? It's during the deed? During the...
up. Yeah.
So are they holding it up or they
Pretty
had
much.
it set up like a...
No,
Oh.
holding
Oh,
it.
that's-
holding it up, and this is us.
Yeah.
and-
This hurts me.
Marty, you knew all this.
She
It was
is
in the
evil.
story I wrote.
I don't read
She
anything.
is
It
you
wasn't
read.
sent to me
evil.
intentionally. Let's just get that across. It wasn't like hey, look
Satan
at
made
this.
her vagina.
I like it.
Satan built that vagina. Who takes selfies like that? There's only one person that you'd want
I
to
agree
see
with you
those.
because who are you sharing them with? Is it because you can't get it enough and so you need to
See it again
Yeah,
and-
before he comes back, I need to see that action.
Are they together? Are they together?
They
now?
are, in fact.
They are?
They had a
yeah.
child.
Oh,
They had
making
a
demon children.
I won't comment.
That is awful.
What the hell is going on
Someone's
here?
trying to get us.
Guess who that is?
Something must
That's
have happened.
probably his ex.
Oh, yeah. She's,
You promised!
you promised not to tell the world what a whore I am.
I've got a demon
It was going to
vagina.
be a secret that I'm a whore, and now everyone knows I'm a whore. Whore. I'm so hoary.
I have to tell you when I back let's get it back on the rails here.
Thanks.
When I watched
I want to talk more about my whorish ways.
Kind of sounds like her.
when I watched The Informant, it was cool. I saw you on screen. I said, I know him, but that's got to be even weirder when you see yourself. Like
Yeah.
Is that when did you see that film for the first time?
At the screening.
Okay,
In,
and then have you seen it since?
Yeah. I haven't sat through the whole thing. It's actually the opposite way. Like, I only like to watch the parts I'm in.
All right.
Like if I'm flipping through the channels and I see that Candelabra's on or whatever, I'll be like, I'll go over to HBO and see, and if it's not my scene, I move on.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's especially Candelabra was strange because there's a lot of scenes where it's literally Michael Douglas, Matt Damon, Dan Aykroyd, and me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
That's pretty trippy.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that happen? Am I the only one that's seeing this?
Yeah. That's gotta be.
Am I the only? Is my brain, egotistical mind so
Filtering you
demented
in
that I'm just placing myself in these?
Yeah, a little mental green screen shot. Of,
Right, because the rest of the world shouldn't see it. Steven Soderbergh shouldn't be building it that way. It must be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are weird ones.
Yeah.
But I kind of, it's also what I always wanted to do. So it's
And I have a theory about acting, and you can never ask a full-time professional actor this because, it's their craft. But I sometimes wonder if all actors are essentially playing themselves. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, unless they're a character actor.
Yeah.
Like movie stars play themselves. Like someone told me that they had a meeting with Al Pacino and about a role, and during that lunch where they were meeting, he said he did everything in that lunch that you've ever seen him do on film. Because that's just him.
Right,
he's not like getting there and pretending that he's Serpico. He's Pacino.
Yeah.
He's just wearing a wool hat now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those guys are so interesting and so dynamic that they can fill any part.
Right.
But character actors like myself, it's like, I can't just show up and just be me. People are like, come on, do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of get a little more character and more into
Is someone coaching you? I mean, is the director giving you that guidance, or does the director say, that's your job, you got to figure that out?
Yeah, Soderbergh is just like, the first time I ever worked with Soderbergh was on The Informant, and I come out and they're going like, it was a night scene, and the car pulls up and Matt Damon comes out and talks to me and the other guys. And they're like, okay, we're going to rehearse it. And we just ran the thing. And then, okay, let's do it again. And the car goes back and it comes pulling up and Matt gets out and we do the scene. And they said, okay, that's good. Moving on. I'm like, what do you mean moving on? I'm like, when are we going to do the scene? Like, no, we just did it. I'm like, where's Soderbergh? And he's in the car. He's holding the camera in the car. And he comes out and he's like, yeah, that's good for me.
Wow.
Right, do you guys want anything different? I'm like, I wasn't even trying it. But that's how he's like, it's your responsibility and just do your job.
All right, now I'm going to geek out a little more and say, do you know what to do with your hands? For a while, I tried acting early on, and it was my hands. I was just like, you want to put them in your pocket all the time. And
I know. I remember as a kid watching a play on
I don't mean to
Broadway.
put bugs in your head, by the way, so that the next time you're like, God!
No, that's a thing. And
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I saw a play on Broadway, and I was watching this actor, and he was sitting there in the scene, and his hands were just hanging down at his side, and his hands were just like in a little bit of a, curled his fingers in a little bit, but he was just having the whole conversation like that, and it seemed very natural. And I was like, oh, it's okay to just have your hands hang down like that. I remember as a kid thinking that. And
you're way ahead of your time, man.
Seriously.
I have those thoughts now where I watch people and I'm going, that's not natural. It looks natural, but
and he's just kind of hanging, and it's okay to do that. And I do kind of use that now. I'm like, it's okay, wherever position I'm in, but every once in a while I'll be acting in something, and all of a sudden you start slowly creeping your hands up like, I'm going to put them in my pockets now. No, it's too late. I can't put them in my pockets. I'm going to just put them back down now.
All right, we'll be keyed in on that now. Your hands slowly,
Papa's hands are creep
up.
I like to put my hands in guys' pockets and take pictures of them, especially if they're married. I like to find a married man and put my hands in his crotch, and then they take pictures of him, and then print and show. Because the only good thing that you can feel is that without a shadow of a doubt, she's going to screw that guy over too. Once you're that guy, that is true. Person.
Although it took her a while with you. It took her a while to get to
It'll take a while. She'll get there. Right now with the kids, maybe is going to kind of temper it for a little while, but there's going to come a moment, and it'll be like, I want to take a selfie with someone else.
What did you do with that photo? Did you, because it must have been on her phone or something?
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Did you go right to her and be like, what is that?
Oh, yeah. I forwarded to the two of them and just said, divorce proceedings, get your shit out of my house.
Awesome move.
But leave the headshot.
And by the way, we're getting back together, you guys, so this is kind of awkward.
Oh, that's
God, I've always loved you.
Oh my God, this is the best
God
ever.
It's the worst.
What are you planning on doing while you're in town here? Or do you just?
I'm not really in town. I'm in Kirkland.
Yeah.
So I'm when I checked in the hotel, they're like, "You ever been to Seattle before?" I was like, "Yeah," and I'm not there now. I'm in a strip mall across from some pizza place.
This is giving me flashbacks because I remember when I put you in the very swank up and coming. It was up and coming. It hadn't quite up and came yet.
Yeah.
Neighborhood of South Lake Union in Seattle. You told me the same thing. You sent me a text the night of the show.
Tell you, as soon as they dropped me off, I was like, there must be a mistake.
Yeah. Am I in Beirut?
They drove me down a dirt road, and some gang members were like waving us into the lobby, and then I went into this fumigated room that smelled like bug spray, and there was a cockroach smoking a cigarette at the desk.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I'm headlining the show, There must be a mistake.
Where was it, Marty? What did you do? The DoubleTree down there?
No, it
What
was
did
the
you
Marriott
do?
right on Lake Union.
okay.
Well, across the street from Lake Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 years ago before they finished building it.
Yeah, they hadn't.
They hadn't finished building. There was nothing else around.
Lake
it.
Union was still under construction at that time.
And it was spooky at night.
swamp.
When the sun came up and the gang members went to bed, it was a very nice place.
My God, I was so anxious. I felt like I'd
Who was the girl that drove me from the airport?
yeah, that was like one of my wife's best friends.
One of your wife's best
Yeah,
friends.
Margie,
She was
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah,
I
she was
remember
cool.
her.
She liked you a lot, too.
I liked her.
Yeah.
I like to hang out at the Marriott with guys who
She would have taken some pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Michael, you...
Yep.
He had something with
we'll look
Margie
that. Yeah.
for a while, too, with her. With
What?
the one who drove you from the airport.
What, you were with her?
Yeah, a little bit.
She was cool. Was she cool when she hung out with
I
her?
can't. She's very close friends. I can't speak honestly.
I thought everybody was going to find out that we actually did.
We took pictures. I have pictures.
All right, how can we show off that we know you from here on out? What's coming up next? What are we working on? 'Cause, we live vicariously through you. Yeah.
Are you done being a game show host?
No, I just hosted another game show kind of thing called Duck Quacks Don't Echo on National Geographic. It was teamed up with Brain Games. And it's this cool like science show. Me and Michael Ian Black and Seth Herzog were hosting it. It was like a comedic take on like Mythbusters kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It was it was the only gig, I'm always...
So you're trying to like answer questions like...
Yeah, they'll be like, can you eat 6 saltine crackers in 30 seconds?
Oh,
And
okay.
everyone's like, yeah, you totally can do that.
Is it for kids or just
No,
the general
it was
population?
actually just for general population, but it's funny you say that because all my kids' friends watch it.
Yeah.
And like they wanted me to come into the school and talk science, and it's like I'm really there for the comedy part. I don't understand science. I don't know how things work. So yeah, kids are kind of like into it, and that they just called me and asked me to do it. I didn't, I always am like developing stuff and trying to write stuff and all this. And this, they just called me, and I went to New York and shot for 2 weeks and had a TV show on the air.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty
That's
cool.
great.
So hopefully they'll pick it up, and we'll do some more of those. And we just did a pilot with me and Allison Hannigan and Joey Pants. Called More Time with Family. We just did that, so we're waiting to see if that's going to get on the air.
It's a series?
It's a series.
Okay.
And we're hoping that'll get on the air. The pilot went really well.
Are you pitching that to everyone, or is there one network in particular you're doing that for?
We shot it for CBS.
Okay.
And they're only picking up one show for the fall, so we're seeing if maybe we can.
Is that Gaffigan's show? Didn't Gaffigan show?
Gaffigan had the same situation. Yeah. It's funny. Gaffigan and I are good pals. And we always talk about TV. It's always, we love stand up, and stand up's the thing. But once in a while, take a shot at TV because you can be really rich and famous if you do TV.
Right.
And we're like, yeah, but who knows? If it happens, it happens. And then both at the same time for the same network, we were both trying to do the same thing. All of a sudden, the emails stopped. we weren't texting so often, and it wasn't because we wished the other guy ill. It's like you don't want to jinx it. You don't want to. It's just too complicated of a head game to
So you'll never get to a point where you say, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to do the stand up anymore."
No.
Stand up is in your blood. You love that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, I was working so hard on this pilot for like the last 6 months or so, and that I wasn't going out. I did a couple corporate dates, but I wasn't going to clubs. I wasn't doing anything. And this weekend is the first time I'm like back on the road and going to do a club, and I was so happy.
And are you still in New York, or are you down
I'm in LA now.
Oh, you're down in LA. So this is convenient.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I just flew out of Burbank, which is like right near my house. And just to pack my stuff and know I'm going to be alone for 3 days.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
God.
just doing stand-up and working on my act and being back, and everyone loves this club. Everyone. I just saw Dana Gould, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna love it up there. That club kicks ass.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're gonna have a great time." And
they do it right.
The people who run it aren't that great, but the club is awesome. And
you should get them to take some pictures.
I literally was so happy. And you realize that this is just who you are. It's like just what you have to do. It's just after all these years of going out and seeing people and being in new places and telling jokes and doing it. It's like to stop it is I'm working on the pilot, and it was like you start getting cranky and stuff, and you're like, oh, maybe it's because I have a regular job. You're like, no, it's because I've been home for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
I got to get out.
And then people telling you what to do or whatever. I'm sure there's some freedom in just your stand-up is all you. You do
No,
whatever
my
the hell you
stand-up, it's like I literally last night, I thought of a joke and went up and told the joke, and the audience told me whether or not it was a joke.
Yeah.
And that's done. Yeah. It's not like I have to hand the joke in to a 25-year-old wannabe executive, and they're like, I don't get it. It doesn't seem that funny to me. And so, well, that's because you're not funny. Yeah. And then we have to debate it, and then finally get it.
Oh, that would suck the life out of me.
Yeah, that's difficult. But look, if you can get through that minefield and end up on TV, then you put up one date at the club and the place sells out in 5 seconds.
Right.
That's why you do.
That's
that
what
stuff.
you're going for.
Yeah.
It's awesome having you back here again. Enjoy your time in Seattle. We have rolled out literally the best weather we've had all year.
I swear to God, the last 3 times I've been here, I've never seen rain in Seattle.
Yeah,
I literally have not. Seen rain.
It is a horrible cliche. I mean, sometimes it's cloudy. We go through stretches,
which is
where it's
nice.
Cloudy. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to take a break from all this.
LA's so blitzed out with sun. It's just it's so filled with joy. It's awful.
Yeah,
I know.
You just want to sit and drink some coffee and be morose for a while.
You're in the right place.
Yeah, I this is much more East Coast to me.
Awesome. Tom Papa at Laughs in Kirkland this weekend. Tonight 2 shows. Tomorrow night 2 shows. Thanks very much for coming by.
It's always good to see you.
Come back again next time, okay?
I will, absolutely.
It's
anytime.
my excuse to clean up.
I did one show at like 5 in the morning, and then we just literally drove around your neighborhood for 4 hours until you woke up to do your show.
That's sad.
Because I love you so much.
Oh, that's so sad. Very sweet.
I do.
I wish you nothing but success. Thanks so much.
Man.
Tom Papa, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's Tom Papa. That's how you do
the
comedy. Now I gotta switch off him. So
I feel like I was on the marriage ref for a second there. I feel like I got beat up on the marriage ref.
really did go into marriage ref territory.
Well, I don't think you were as foul-mouthed on that show. Wouldn't that have been great if he had been?
Thanks,
oh,
man.
my God.
Thanks so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.